Hello, everybody. Hi, and welcome to my live stream today. Today, I have a very special guest. She is a part of the Ultimate Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle that was just released last Friday. And if you haven't heard about this bundle yet, I don't know where you've been. So it's an incredible deal. Over 110 people have contributed to this bundle. There's over $6,000 worth of merchandise in the bundle, and you get it for $49. It's a tremendous deal. There are whole cookbooks in it. There are videos. There are exercise programs. There's doctors giving lectures. And so I have with me Kathy Allen Davis, and her and I are going to talk about the bundle. We're going to talk about food, and we're going to talk about RVing also, because I'm pretty excited about her lifestyle. So welcome, Kathy.
Thanks, Val. Super excited to be here, everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Kathy Davis. I'm a plant-based lifestyle and mindset coach, and I help high achievers leverage the power of food to meet their personal and professional goals. And I'm thrilled to be here, share my story, and dig into this bundle, all the resources, and just really be part of this plant-based journey for all of you watching. So say hello, drop a hey in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and I'll give it back to you, Val.
Yeah. So I contributed whole grains for a whole healthy you. 3 cooking classes, each one an hour long. And the first one features brown rice and boiled vegetables.
Love it.
The second one is millet and a millet breakfast soup. And the third one is kasha and a vegetable dish with a ginger sauce featuring kudzu root to thicken it. So that's 3 cooking classes in the bundle. That's my contribution. So Kathy, what is your contribution in the bundle?
Thanks for asking. So my contribution is our Super Veg ebook. It's our Super Veg Bowls ebook, and it's over 20 recipes of bowls. So it's, there's Buddha bowls, there's different Super Veg Bowls is what we call them, the VegInspired Super Bowls, and they are quinoa, tempeh or chickpeas, and then different sauces and pate combinations. So we have one that's beet and carrots. We have one that's lentils and mushrooms. And so these pates really elevate the dish. Allows you to use very common, very simple ingredients and then level it up, elevate it with these whole plant foods, these pates and these sauces. And one of the other beautiful things about our cookbook is that we've also included what we're calling the bundle breakdown. So how can you take all of these 110 plus resources and integrate them into your life? How can you make them fit with your life, your style, your goals? Maybe you don't want to go fully raw, but you want to, start to leverage the power of raw vegetables or make raw sauces. Maybe you've never tried millet and now you're, taking a cooking class with Chef Vale, who's amazing. She's been cooking this way for, what'd you say yesterday, like 27 years or more? I mean,
26 years. Yep.
Incredible. Like, these are the kinds of resources that you want. These are the kinds of experts that you want to learn from. And I'm so honored to be part of the bundle as a plant-based expert, as a cookbook author, and really have a part in your journey. If you're watching this, we thank you. We're thrilled to have you here. And so take advantage of the bundle, grab the ebooks, grab the recipe books, and then also make sure that when you purchase the bundle, you go in and you register for that bundle breakdown, which will be happening next month. That is part of my ebook. It's the second page in the ebook.
Okay, so now people are probably asking, how can we get the bundle? So right on my website, macroval.com, the first homepage, boom, there's the link. If you follow me on Facebook, I've shared multiple posts with the link. My YouTube channel, I've released a video every day with the link. And I just joined Instagram, chefval_macroval, and it's in my bio there. So Kathy, what's your Instagram handle and website and where people can find you?
Absolutely. So thanks again. And, Chef Vale and I went live yesterday on Instagram, and you can find that interview on my Instagram, which is at VegInspired, VegInspired, VegInspired. And you can find me at VegInspired.com. You can find me on Facebook at VegInspired. You can even find me on YouTube, VegInspired. So youtube.com/VegInspired. I've been cooking and eating vegan meals for over 8 years and really been sharing my passion and the accessibility of making plant-based eating easy. And so we share that on our Instagram, we share that on Facebook, we share that on our website, veginspired.com, and then we also share that on YouTube. And you can access the bundle in any of the bio links that I have. So just, really jump in and check that out and find the bundle and take advantage of getting it.
Yes. And so let's get into food. Let's get into recipes. Guess what? I made one of Kathy's recipes out of what she submitted to the bundle. Yes. And let's see, I can't remember exactly what the name of it, but what drew me to this recipe, it's savory seitan, I believe, is that she used seitan in her cookbook. And I love seitan, but I don't cook with it very much because it is wheat protein. It comes from wheat. And there are a lot of people who are gluten-free, and that's fine if you follow a gluten-free diet. Most of my recipes are gluten-free, but every once in a while, you want to have this delicious meat substitute called seitan, okay? So I was immediately drawn to this recipe. So I went to the store this morning to get some seitan, and guess what? They didn't have any. So I did a quick substitute. I used tempeh. And tempeh is fermented soy. They're both high protein foods. They're both kind of meat substitutes. So they worked very well. And so I want to show you, let me show you. This is the plate. So here is, and of course I served it over brown rice, but this is the tempeh and then the onions and the mushroom, because Kathy teaches you to do, I guess it's like a batch cooking where you make a bunch of onions cooked, a bunch of mushrooms cooked, and then you can add it to your food, which is brilliant. And then she also has a recipe for potatoes, like herb potatoes, where they're white potatoes and you mix them with herbs. Now I did sweet potato and I didn't put any herbs on it because I want to put this delicious mustard sauce over it. Yeah. So this is the mustard sauce that's with the seitan recipe, yellow mustard being my favorite condiment ever.
Look at how creamy and delicious that looks.
Yes, it's creamy. It's delicious. Now it has both yellow mustard and Dijon mustard, my two favorite mustards. All right. So tell us a little bit more about this recipe as I spoon some of this sauce over what's here on the plate.
So the fun thing about the savory seitan recipe from the cookbook is that it's inspired by old-fashioned Pittsburgh-style meals. So when we left our sticks and bricks, right? We traveled the country in an RV, and I know Val wanted to get into that a little bit. But so we lived in Pittsburgh at the time, and one of our favorite meals before we went vegan were these Pittsburgh salad meals. And so it's a salad, and it has steak on it, and it has potatoes on it. And so you have this Pittsburgh steak salad with French fries. That's how they're served. But being whole food plant-based, we weren't digging into steak because that's not plant-based, and we weren't digging into fried French fries. So we modified it and made our own whole food veg bowl with a super sweet and savory mustard sauce. And so you've got the greens, which you saw on the side of Chef Vale's plate. You've got your potatoes that fit that Pittsburgh vibe. You've got your tempeh or seitan. And honestly, if you're like, I don't want seitan or tempeh, you could use chickpeas with the mushrooms and lentils and onions, or you could use lentils. And then you drizzle on that tasty mushroom sauce or mustard sauce. And it's like the chef's kiss. It just elevates the dish and allows you to add all these extra flavors. And I love that you served it over brown rice. You could also serve it over quinoa. You could serve it over millet. I mean, that's the beauty of these bowls is it comes down to adding variety and leveraging the different foods that you love. You know, people always say to me, how do I get started? You start by increasing the foods you love. Maybe you love sweet potatoes, so you do sweet potato swap. Maybe you love chickpeas, so you make this recipe with chickpeas. And that's what we're trying to bring is we're trying to bring this variety, this energy, this accessibility to making plant-based eating easy. So I'm so excited that you made the Pittsburgh-inspired savory seitan bowl. So exciting. And yeah, it looks delicious. I wish I could have a bite right now.
The sauce is just delicious. It really is. I did want to ask you, you used honey bee free in your recipe. So I use brown rice syrup because that's my preferred sweetener. I'm assuming honey bee free is like a honey, but not a honey. Can you
It's
just like, what
an
is it?
apple honey.
Oh, okay.
It's made from cooking down apples, but you could use agave, you could use the brown rice syrup, you could use date syrup, you could use maple syrup. I mean, really any sweetener of choice would work. Honestly, you could probably, since you're buzzing it up anyway, toss a couple of dates in there, you know, and that's the beauty of making these recipes is that you can kind of modify them as you go. Now, you mentioned that we used both the Dijon and the yellow mustard. That was really to create a depth of flavor. I know some people may not like the depth in the Dijon mustard, so maybe they only use yellow or vice versa. And so it allows you to be a little, to play it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of agave, let me tell you, but maple syrup, the dates would be a good thing. I use brown rice syrup made from whole organic brown rice. That's my main sweetener. But it's like a sweet, savory, pungent flavor. It's totally awesome. It's really nice.
Thank you.
All right. So how long you been traveling in your RV?
So we left Pittsburgh in October of 2018. So it was just over 4 years. We've been all the way from Pittsburgh to Key West, all the way out to West Texas, Big Bend National Park, and all the way up to Glacier National Park in Montana, and heading out back down to Florida, and then all the way up to Maine and back to Florida. So Florida is typically where we winter. We've got family down here, so we tend to hang out in the sunny parts of the state. We follow the weather. But one of the fun parts, or one of the parts of living in an RV and traveling full time, is exposure to new places and new cuisines. And, when I talk to my clients about meal planning, or my community about planning and meals and getting creative with recipes, a lot of times that comes from inspirations. And so as we're traveling, we might see a restaurant that has, a smoky salsa. And so next thing you know, we're in the kitchen whipping up a smoky salsa. Or we might be in Maine where lobster was on every corner. Well, we're not eating lobster because we don't eat animal products. So we whipped up lobster rolls made with avocados and artichokes. And so it really allows you to, have some fun and some flair and some variety to the cooking.
Okay. Where is your favorite place that you've traveled so far?
So we've been to 29 states, and I think we're up to 21 national parks. And I would say that Glacier National Park, Big Bend National Park, and Acadia National Park have been our three. Those would be the top three, with Yellowstone, the Tetons, and the Utah parks all really close. Like, I don't know how you can pick, but there's been some amazing hiking that I've been able to do because I've leveraged the power of plant foods for nourishment and health and weight management.
I was just going to mention that, eating this way, vegan and whole foods, we have so much energy. We really do. And we need that energy to go hiking, And so you saw the big redwood trees.
We've not been out. No, we haven't been out to the redwoods yet. We went as far as Montana, was as far west as we've gone.
Yeah. Well, that's just amazing. You cook in an RV, little small kitchen, little RV.
Well, I always say, like, we have a 35-foot fifth wheel, so it's not as small as like van living. Like, we have our kitchen model is grand, as they say. They call it a grand kitchen. We have a nice island. We have a 3-burner propane stove. We have an induction cooktop. We have a propane and a convection microwave oven. So we have 2 ovens. We have a decent sized refrigerator. We have a pantry. So we do have more of the comforts of home. Some people will watch my cooking videos on YouTube and say, I can't believe that's in an RV. So maybe one day we'll come back and do a cooking video together, and you guys, I'll turn the camera and you can see the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to come to Michigan.
It's on our list. I know I told you that the other day, that Michigan is definitely on our list. We want to be able to spend quite some time there. Our neighbors here in the campground are from Michigan. And he said, I see you don't have the Michigan sticker yet. So I thought that was pretty observant.
Yes. Yeah. So besides your contribution, what's your favorite contribution in the bundle so far?
I was thinking I keep changing it because every day I download a few more pieces and look at them. I'm really trying to be very intentional with what I received in the bundle and the what I'm downloading and how I'm integrating that into my life. But I met with Chef Julia on her plant-based Japanese cookbook, and I love everything about it. I love her story and how it's dedicated to her mom and that it's her heritage. I love that the recipes are whole food plant-based because a lot of times you can't go to a Japanese restaurant and get foods that are necessarily all whole foods. So it allows you to really use that. I also loved the idea. I think you made her pumpkin bread, her kaboka squash bread. So I just love the variety that's in there. The other thing I really tapped into right away was the unclutter your life, where you're decluttering. Now, everybody probably thinks, oh my gosh, you live in an RV. How much stuff do you have? Honestly, I would have said the same thing, right? I downsized significantly to move into a 310 square foot RV, right? But you still collect things and things still don't serve you. And so this book really allowed me to kind of dig into and say, does this serve me? Is this what I want? And then the third thing that I really loved was Chef AJ's contribution on the Instant Pot. We got an Instant Pot 2 years ago, and I am slightly embarrassed to say that we use it for 3 things: rice, beans, and oats. I think we cooked a bean dish the other day that wasn't just cooking the beans, but we just haven't really leveraged the use of it. And so I'm excited to get in there and cook some of the recipes from her Instant Pot book to, start to leverage some of these appliances that I drag around in my RV, right? That I carry around in my RV. So I'm looking forward to digging into those. What about you?
So Chef AJ has, I think, 4 contributions in the bundle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Yeah, Chef Julia Dunaway. I was drawn to hers right away because Japanese cooking incorporates miso, sea vegetables, tofu, all things I've been cooking with for 26 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made her kabocha squash bread and I turned it into muffins and I put my homemade blueberry jam in the middle. They're
so
soft.
Exciting.
They're nice and moist and they're nice and soft. I also made my muffins gluten-free, and her recipe calls for I think whole wheat flour, but that's perfectly fine. I use oat flour to make them gluten-free.
Do you just buzz up your oat flour in your Vitamix or Blendtec?
No, I buy oat flour. I buy organic oat flour. Yeah.
Oh, I have never seen oat flour at the grocery store, so I just buzz up my organic oats right in my Vitamix.
Yeah, Arrowhead Mills organic oat flour.
Good to know.
Yep, that's what I get.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also the yoga course. Angelica has a whole yoga course. Once you take it, you're going to be certified. You're going to be a certified yoga teacher. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm a big yoga fan. I've been doing that for over 20 years. And so I just talked to Rachel Detroit last night, and she's a young gal, but so brilliant. And she has recipes, and she also has motivational steps that she goes through, to support you as you change. And she herself has MS, and she's been able to control it using the healthy whole foods vegan lifestyle. That's amazing.
That is amazing. That's a huge benefit and a huge testament to plant-based eating. I think sometimes we think it needs to fit in this box and that you have to be a certain person, or you have to be crunchy granola, or you have to be more health conscious. But honestly, anybody can eat plant-based. And even if you aren't looking to go fully vegan or fully plant-based, the resources in this bundle allow you to dip your toe in it. They allow you to explore new perspectives, new ideas around plant-based, around plant-centered eating. They allow you to tap into new experts to you that you may never have heard of, right? A lot of us in this world, in this community of plant-based eaters, we've heard of Chef AJ, we've heard of Plantiful Kiki, we've heard of Raw Food Romance, we've heard of, some of the bigger names, But this bundle allows you to connect with people who have like you've been doing this a really long time. Like I am just so grateful that now I've gotten to make these connections. And if you're looking at the bundle and you're thinking, gosh, it's a lot of things, I want you to think it's an amazing amount of resources and people who poured their hearts into providing these resources for you to help you on this journey. And we're all available, right? You can find us all on social media. You can find us all in the content of our books, and you can reach out and get the support you need on this journey. So I was live with a Yummy Vegan and talking about her smoothie detox and her journey in this. And what I love is, we're connecting a community. We're bringing together a group of people, and that's the power of these types of collaborations and organized efforts towards one common thing, which is vegan and healthy eating and living.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. So we're wrapping up here, but I just want everybody to know that this bundle is called the Ultimate Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle, and it's only for sale until February 12th. So make sure you act fast. It's over $6,000 worth of items and merchandise for only $49. It's a tremendous, tremendous deal. All right, before we sign off, Kathy, you've been creating recipes for 8 years now. What is your favorite recipe you've ever created?
Oh gosh.
It's a hard question,
isn't it? What a hard thing. Oh my goodness. So there's a couple. There is a recipe, and I've also authored 3 cookbooks that are not in the bundle, but there is a recipe in our 30-minute whole food plant-based cookbook for enchiladas that took the cake. We make our own enchilada sauce. I mean, it's one of those recipes that we always want on our list. And then the second one are our chickpea El Pastor tacos. So I am a huge taco fan. We probably have tacos once a week. If we'd have it more often if I am in charge of the meal plan, but I feel like a weirdo eating tacos like every day. I love tacos. If I can eat it in a wrap or in my hand, it's like my favorite way to eat. And so these chickpea El Pastor tacos, which it's in the super easy plant-based cookbook. You can also find it on VegInspired.com, are chickpeas, onions, and pineapple roasted on a sheet pan and then served with a nice, simple cilantro, pineapple, onion salsa that you make while it's roasting. Very easy, very simple sheet pan meal, hands off. That's my kind of super easy. So thank you so much for having me, Chef Val. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to more collaborations in the future.
Yeah. All those recipes sound delicious. And thank you, Kathy, for joining me. It's been nice meeting you and being inspired by all your traveling. Really, I mean, that's something.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And if you see this video, hit the share button. Tell all your friends about this ultimate bundle that we're both a part of. All right. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Chef
Bye.
Val.